In this video, we're going to add in property lines and utility lines to our site in Revit. The first thing we're going to do is the property line. So I'm going to go to the Massing and Site tab. And in the Massing and Site tab, I can see up here, I have a property line tool. I'm going to click on that tool and say Create by Sketching. Here, I'm going to reference the corner of my lot, and I'm going to come over the distance that my plat plans indicate, and in my case that is 125 feet. And then I'm going to go down a distance of 175 feet. I'm going to come over to the left a distance of 125, and then I'm going to come back up and snap and check to close that off. We now have our property lines on our site. Next, what I'm going to do is add in the utility lines, and to make the utility lines, the best way I've found is to go to the Manage tab and go to Additional Settings. Under Additional Settings, we're going to go to Line Styles. On Line Styles, we're going to expand that out, and we're going to create a new subcategory. The new subcategory is going to indicate that we need to first title a name. So I'm going to make this one say SW for storm water sewer, and we're going to say OK. The line color on that is going to be green, so I'm going to go with the green. Say OK, and then I'm going to change that to a dashed line, and then say apply. The storm sanitary sewer, I'm going to change that to a brown. Say OK, and I'm going to change that to a dash line as well. I'm going to say new, and I'm going to title this one G for gas line. Change that line color to an orange. Or a yellow. Yellow would be fine. I don't want to confuse it with the brown that I chose. And I'm going to change that to a dash line as well. I'm going to then go for a water supply line. So I'm going to say new, W for water supply. Change the color to blue. I'm going to change the line type to dashed. Say apply. And I'm also going to make a overhead electrical line. So I'm going to go to new, OE for overhead electrical. Change the color to red. We're going to keep it solid because it's overhead. Say apply. We're going to make one more new, underground electrical, UE. Change the color to red. And we're going to make this one dashed. Dash being that it's underground. And apply. And let's see here. Everything looks good. And we're going to say OK. Now to draw these lines in, we're going to go over to the Annotate tab and Detail line. Under Detail line, we can select the different line types that we just made right down here. So I'm going to go and draw in my gas lines. And I have information that my gas line is on the right-of-way on the west side of this site. And I'm just going to repeat that command. And I know my gas line is on the south right-of-way on West Delavan Street. Draw that through. I next have my overhead electrical. So I'm going to go to OE, and that is on the opposite side in this case. I'm going to draw that down and through. And I'm going to draw out the rest of my lines as I need them. So I'm going to have my sanitary sewer. All of that's going to be near the gas line on this site. And once I draw out all the rest of the lines that I need, what I can do is I can come back with text and label these lines. So I'm going to go through and do stormwater and water supply, and those are all going to be near the gas line here. There's an underground electrical that kind of comes up here and up over. I'll draw that one in. So this one here is underground electrical, so it's going to connect here. It's going to kind of check down and go to the back of this building here. The last part that I need to add in are the text. So I'm going to go back to annotate, and we're going to go to text. We're going to choose a relatively small text size, and we're going to write our text over to describe the line. So here, this line is underground electrical, so UE, and off of that, the UE line, you can click Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. We can label those lines as they go. And to do the last few, I can paste those over as well, but then I need to relabel them by double-clicking in, and this one is my sanitary sewer, so I'm going to rename that SS. I can also rotate these lines by clicking and rotating around, so that way it reads nicely on the page. I want to avoid putting text on top of each other, so when I go to copy, Control-C to copy, I paste this other one in. I want to just slide that slightly on the other side, so that way I don't confuse it with the other line type. And this one here is my gas line, so I'm just going to label that G. Once I'm done with that, I can hit escape, click on it, and I can even use the arrows to nudge them over to the correct positions. So I'm going to go through and add in the rest of my utilities using the same process. Don't forget to save and subscribe.